Hello. Hello, hello. Why does the volume seem really low? Is the volume? This volume seems quiet on my microphone. Hey, Nia. Oh, oh boy. Nia, do you have a character? For the music seems loud and my mic seems a little low on the thing, but maybe it's not. Yeah, the music was pretty loud. Yeah. Hey Mal, I got some audio visual agency in my pants for you. Mal. Oh no. Well, what are we looking at? What am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm looking for Nia. I'm looking for Nia to see if Nia has a character. So I don't remember. No, Nia. Thank you for subbing. Would you like to create a Nidian Legacy portrait character person? I'll whisper you the form. Watcha! Well, I'm making one for every sub. I think a Prime sub actually it's worth a little bit more money than a Twitch sub for some reason. A Prime sub I nearly always get the full $2.50, but if I get just a normal Twitch sub, then I end up getting less than that. I guess taxes. So actually, a Prime sub is worth more money to me. Christopher the Generous. Right, who we got? Who we got? We got Mute Lava. Mute Lava's back. Yo, dude. Leo, Krasgar, Amir, Restream Bot. Hey, dude, what's up? Kaladors is here. Sleepytron and Tech. Who else we got? Mia, of course. And Mail. Who can forget? Half or quarter the normal price. No. No. All subs are half. So at the most half. So you know it's $5, and the streamer will get, well, if you're an affiliate at least, will get $2.50 at the most. $2.50 minus something. I think it's taxes, because I get like $2 to $2.30 most of the time. Mayo, ha, Mayo. So yeah, I whispered you the form thingy. So what's going on, guys? How are your weekends? I did see the finished People's Kaladors, yeah, they look cool. I didn't catch the eye things when I looked at it small, but then you pointed out in the chat, no one's looked at the eyes, and I was like, what? What's going on with the eyes? And then I had a closer look, and I noticed they've got multiple irises. Thanks again for the raid. You streaming, Krasgar? No worries, Nia. Thank you very much for subbing. Yeah, take your time. I whispered you the form. You can take your time. Fill it in if you want to. If If you don't want to, I'll just make up a character and I'll put your name under it as if you came up with it. That woman attacked you so harshly though. What's going on? What's this? What's happening? I want to know about these memes. Right, so Nia doesn't have one, that's fine. We're gonna do Dragunov. Dragunov. Definitely build one in. Okay. Save as. What's this thing? SPD. SBDS. Gunov. Yeah. Dargunov. Dargunov. Two streams recently. Nice. Nava. Hey, bro. And then Amir raided you, Kresgar, and some woman told him off. How have your streams been going? Enjoying them? Remnos the connection. Interesting. He is a Hyanid renegade. Okay. He's undead. He's an undead Hyanid. Okay. Wow. Wow. Such a small raid. Next time, don't even bother. Wow. Is she your friend? Is she's just a random that was showing up? She knows better now. Yeah, she lives it. Wow. Such a small raid. She's a friend. Oof. A real good one. Oh man, how do we do these then? How do we do this again? Do like a mess? So this is an undead hyena boy. And he's a renegade. He's high on it. He's also addicted to substances. He's an addict. So, oh hey, shaman. What's going on, shaman Amadamaru? Okay. Undead Hyanid. What's going on in Chile? I have not been following the happenings, the Happy Haps. Protests? What kind of protest? What are they protesting? Chilling with Travis. Thought I'd drop by real quick to see old man Chris. Her Shamanama. Her. How you doing? How's Travis doing? I wish it was easy to time someone out for just 1 minute mail. I wish it was easier. I need to just like have a timeout command to time people out for a minute. And then I could get you to shut up. "10 minutes will do." Dick. Travis seems to be working hard as usual. Good for him. What do you call a dead undead? Penis. That can't be it. He is a dick. He is a dick. He must have had a bad weekend. And he's here to take it out on me. Not today, Mayo. Undead. Chilean iceberg. Neoliberalism crisis. Increased public transport. Oh, so the straw that broke the camel's back was the public transport costs going up. But then, the worst education is South America. Whoa. Water is private. Wow. I do know a lot of Chilean people move to the Falklands for work. A lot of Chilean people. Life. Did Tech even answer? Did he just say what did you say before Tech? What do you call a dead undead? And that was it. He didn't answer. It is hella chill, you're right. I might switch over to the anger. I do need to set it up. It is good for working. Yeah, so I was listening to it earlier. That's why I just thought I just want to keep it going. I don't want to stop. So you guys have to suffer through it as well. But I did get hold of the God of War soundtrack. Have some more Bruna, I guess. What are we making? I'm going to make a Hyanid Renegade. A dead one, an undead Hyanid Renegade. So a Gnoll, an undead Gnoll renegade person that's like addicted to chems. Yeah, not sure where to go with that. And Remnos isn't quite high-ended enough, so... You're in a city? I am in a city, yeah. It's not been 10 minutes. No. But then again, you're a different person. Welcome to the stream, Mail225. Thanks for the follow. Mel? Mel. Thank you for the sub, dude. I remember your character. He's a negotiator. He's like Mel the Vain, isn't he? Need a hyena reference. I don't know why this popped up. I didn't sub yet. I'm not sure if you're memes or... Is that the announcement? You've not actually paid for the next month's sub or something? I don't know what's going on. Okay, Mel. Thank you. They slept for a long time. Is it just me or is D-Life dead since I came back? This last month, all of last month, it felt pretty quiet. Also, a lot of streaming places, like the summer holidays are over now. So over the summer, there would have been a lot of, kids and stuff on all these platforms. And now they're back at school. They can't be watching PewDiePie's on the D-Live. There's my hyena. There you are. They're also changing. They are going mainnet with Lino. So Lino is the currency that DLive was, well, currently is using, and Lino is it's a testnet cryptocurrency, which means it's not actually a real cryptocurrency yet. So it's got a fixed value. And they've decided to, their plan was always to make Lino mainnet, which would then mean the value of Lino can fluctuate like, like Bitcoin does. And they've decided to separate DLive from Lino. So it's going to, now DLive is going to run on lemons, which are exactly the same as as Lino, as we currently know it. So they're pulling out so they're separating the two things, which is cool, good-ish, but obviously that's like having some impact as well. Did you ever watch Robot Pencil's tutorials? Some of them. Some of them. Have you seen any of them? Hey! I'm trying to remember how to pronounce your name. You already explained it. Issei? Issei, right? It is? His process is strikingly similar. Yeah, it's really similar. I only watched his stuff after I realized we had similar processes. I never watched his stuff before, really. Never really paid attention to his process, just his finished art, until I realized, like, oh, actually, we've got some similar stuff going on. So I watched his stuff. He tends to start off with at least nowadays, he starts off with a line thing, and then will quickly add bigger strokes. Oops. Thanks for the follow, mail. Okay, so Issei, I'll have to work on your piece after this one. Because your character's down there somewhere. I can't remember what it is though. Mordell the Berserk, right. Okay, so this one's undead. How do I do an undead hyena? Vanity's full, yo. Male is like the Hydra. You chop off Chop off one head, which was male 223, and then it divides into two more heads, which was 225 and 226. He is the Hydra. Maki, thank you for the follow, man. Or lady. Yeah, that makes me Hercules. Holy shit. Accidental Hercules. I just self-declared myself. Self-declared myself. I'm self-declared Hercules of the modern era. Oh, I always forget how slow Photoshop is when I'm streaming. Nothing is an accident. You know what they say on Hercules? What do they say? Hercules can. Huh. Do they say that about Hercules? Or are you just being nice? I'm not gonna. No. I'm not gonna ban you again. Never heard that you can't. Good point. Very good point. Scorch my neck just on my regenerative superpowers. There's the rest of that description. Remorse the connection. I wonder why it's called the connection. Twitchy eyelid. Drug addictions to mental accelerators. Well, I've kind of switched his twitchy eyelid a bit, haven't I? Dark, tight clothes, light metal armor. Hidden blades. Looks like he's smoking a pipe. I haven't painted a pipe on him yet. There's still time. I'm not even sure where the pipe was. Do you like him, Krasgar? Unfortunately, a lot of the description doesn't really. It's not very high-end-ish, you know. Dark, tight clothes. High-ended don't really wear clothes. Crossbows or firearms? Nah, don't really. No. Hidden blades, we can do that. And a bit of light metal armor hidden underneath clothes. Might be able to. I'm gonna try. Anybody still keeping up with Inktober? Anybody out there managing it? Inktober. Anybody doing Inktober still? It's now day 22. Doing day 22 of Inktober. Yeah, I thought I'd make him macho. That'd be cool. Let me show a hidden blade. Just line up whatever day. Oh, good for you, man. Quality was so high. Huh. It's interesting that you'd say that. I mean, that depends on where you look Vanity's for, you know? I'm sure you were just looking in places where the quality would be high. You could find someone putting out some pretty low quality Inktober stuff if you went looking for it. Yeah. Better to do it badly than not to do it at all, right? Well, that obviously that depends on what you're doing. You don't want to kill someone badly. Whoa, Krasgar. I like his nostrils. That's really cool. What is going on though? Is he like a telekinetic? What's happening here? It's got all these like floating pots and pans and shit. He's trying to cook. Oh, magic. Oh, okay. Let's see. Ah, That's a cool piece, Kreta. Last year, many artists cheated the system and drew most of them in September, used more as a marketing tool. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you should. Yeah, I don't think you should look at what people are doing during Inktober and think that anybody is following the rules. I think everybody is probably cutting corners somehow, somewhere, if they're doing well. There's probably very few people who are genuinely like making an ink piece every day in October with no prior preparation. I think that's very few people. And actually making them good. There might be some people doing it, but they're not able to, that's really hard. There might be some people doing it and they're not doing it very well. But you're not looking at them. Alright, Mal, I'll see you, dude. Another voice challenge that is hard. Yeah. But the point of Inktober is just to get you to make more art. Or at least according to the creator. I guess you make of it whatever you want, to be honest. It's not regulated or anything. It's like a Kirby game. It's as hard as you want it to be. Like Kirby's Epic Yarn. No, I'm not Vanity's Fall, no. I did the first 10, and then I realized like this is taking up too much time for too little payoff, It was fun though. I liked some of the characters that I came up with. They're really cool. I might hunch him over a little bit. Hello? Yeah, it was just way easier, dude. When I realized like I didn't want to do D&D style, so that meant that Black, the Smasher or whatever his name was, he was no longer gonna work. Suddenly I was like, shit, I need to pump one out like as soon as I can. That'll be Knitting Legacy. So I'm just going to go with the easiest, the fastest route, which was just a big, strong person. I really like the character I came up with though. He's very generic Knitting Legacy character, but I like him. But yeah, not exactly clever. Never played Kirby. Oh, new Kirby games you can't lose, really, Calidors? It's like, it's impossible, basically, to lose a Kirby game. Like, the level, it's just, you can just, like, walk and jump, and eventually you will win. But there's a lot more to the level that's sort of optional, you know what I mean? and there's a lot of extra, like, you get bonuses for doing things and stuff. So it's very like a child could win, a child could beat a Kirby game, a modern Kirby game. But if you want more challenge, it's in there. Alright, Shaman. Later, dude. He's big and strong, Krasgar. That's enough for me. Miss Mama. Yeah, well, kinda. As much as any Nintendo game. I think it's geared a bit more toward children than most Nintendo stuff. But Nintendo games generally are like, you know, kids can enjoy them, but adults can too, I guess. That tends to be what they're going for. They're going for like fun for the family stuff. That might do. It's not the definition I knew. When I think of husky, I think probably the same thing you think of. But I guess maybe America. In America, they use husky to mean like a big, brawny guy. So I just use that. I couldn't think of anything for like, a husky, as in like a hoarse voice, and he's maybe hairy and he's got a hoarse voice. I'm like, nah, I can't paint that character. Not make it look good. Pokemon. Well, all that stuff's optional though, right? You can, like in Husky in American is polite for fat. Oh, really? I thought it just meant like a big muscular guy. Fat. Huh. See, Pokemon, I think it is, right? Pokemon, kids can still pick up Pokemon and beat the game. You don't need to become like a mathematician and like make spreadsheets in order to beat the game. If you want to play it competitively, yeah. But kids, yeah, you can just pick it up, pick your fucking fire Pokemon at the beginning or whatever, and then probably roll through the game and be fine. That's gonna have to do for now. Okay. Fat Husky. That's a cute YouTube video. I bet if you Google Fat Husky, you get all kinds of cute little doggos. Alright, Mordell the Berserk. There you are. Little fat huskies. Oh, this is one of those weird Photoshop files that's super slow. So strange. Le modèle. Hey, what are these? They gobos? Skaven? I can't quite. I think they're Skaven. There must be 28 mil. Well, I'm guessing they're Warhammer, which would mean they're 28 mil. My Orc Blood Bowl team. Everything went wrong. Oh no, Kalados. You didn't ruin any models permanently, did you? Yeah. 28 mil is what they use. But then these orcs are huge, so they're probably a bit bigger than that. These are ginormous, chunky boys. They're like Terminators. Okay, what do we do to Mordell here? Make? Is that how I pronounce that? Make Gaulegarth? Thank you for the follow. You're gonna make a paint shaker. Oh, I've started figuring out the rule set a little bit anyway. Started diving into other like skirmish games just to figure out the rules that I might want to use for the Nidian Legacy. And I think I'm gonna use Mordheim as a base. I'm gonna use Mordheim. You familiar with Mordheim, Nava? Yeah. So I'm ordering postcards at the moment, and if they're good, then what I want to start doing is character art on one side, rules on the other, and some lore and their like character stats. So it'd be their stats, their equipment, and their abilities. And I think I would like to, if I can, offer like a D&D version of it and a Midian Legacy rules version of it. Yeah, Caladors, yeah. That's what that's what I'd always envisioned for like the darker age of the setting. Like D&D minis. What do you mean like D&D minis? Yeah. Yeah, time to begin figuring out 3D modeling. Yeah, I really like Inquisitor, but I'm not sure I'd be. I don't. I'm not sure about the rules of Inquisitor. I like the rules from Mordheim, but I might use Inquisitor's like character creation because Inquisitor, you could make some amazing characters in Inquisitor. But the actual gameplay of it, I think I'd rather have something closer to Mordheim. That's what I'm thinking anyway, but I don't know. I've only just started this weekend figuring it out. One side was D&D minigame, and the other side was monster stats. I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure what you mean. There are Nava, but it's whether. I mean, I need to talk to people, and it's whether, like, asking, it's whether collaborating with someone else is even plausible. Because then the ideas of, like, time involved, the amount of time they put in and the money required or no money required, and then profit, like, ooh, it starts to get complicated. If anyone's gonna, if anyone's willing to take a shot and just make some 3D shit, cool, awesome, I'll accept. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know what you mean by one side was D&D minigame. What does that mean? And the other side was monster stats. One side was D&D minigame. I don't follow. D&D cards. I can use my sexy Cambion model. I have no idea yet, man. That's the one that it was based on my painting. Collaborate for 1 minute and see how they look. Yeah. It'd be really cool if someone's like already versed in sculpting and then is up for taking a risk, because it would be a risk, wouldn't it? Maybe investing time without any promise of anything good coming out of it. Okay. I'm not sure what the difference between these two sides is. I mean, they've got different information on them, but what? But yeah, okay, like one of these sides, and on the other side would just be the art and the characters like titled or name and stuff. Right. It wouldn't be different. It wouldn't be Nidian Legacy one side and D&D the other. It would be two different versions of the cards. And if you want to play D&D with this stuff, you get the D&D ones. If you want to play whatever I'm coming up with, you get these ones. And that's because there are some people who want to play D&D Nidian Legacy, so it shouldn't be too hard to do. Once the card's already done, it's just a case of like pull out those stats and put D&D ones in. It's not too much extra work. Huh. Kind of like that. That's very info heavy, isn't it? It's very dense. You need the prowess of No Man's Sky marketing. Hey man, you're implying that I'm making a No Man's Sky. That's not what's happening. Hell no. Hell no. You get a picture of Guts. Natsack just subbed as well. Natsack, what up? All the subs rolling in. Nidian Sky. No Man's Sky marketing bringing in subs. No Man's Legacy is quite a good. Sounds pretty cool, actually. Basically, yeah. Basically, Caladors. I think it'd be cool for multiple players. It wouldn't just be one v one. It would be multiple people. I imagine it would be like how D&D you got a DM and then like maybe 4 players. It would be the same, but the 4 players would be working against each other, and each of you would have a warband, and the DM, I guess, would he'd still control like mobs and the narrative and stuff. That's what I'm imagining. But I'm not sure about the DM, how exactly that would work. I'm going to think about it. Whether there should be one, how it would work. Why? Why? Why is that? Insomnia? Yo. Okay. Yo, dudes. Hey, Frozen Harlequin and Insomnia. What's going on? Not no, Caladors. It's not really. The Nidian Legacy is really about like personal struggle. It's not really what. It's not really about grand epics at all, man. Yo, dudes. Insomnia, what were you working on? Oh, Warframe fan art. Susuri, yo. Oh, it's not a tutorial stream. No. I just have a tutorial out. And I want people to freaking watch it and use the command. So go watch it. No, I have a tutorial out it's on Skillshare. My Sonic OCs. Yeah, I have a tutorial out on Skillshare. It's my process. Personal drugs in a battle skirmish game. I think what I would like to do, if any of you guys have played Darkest Dungeon, the way that characters like gain psychological damage as you play the game, it'd be that kind of thing. Alright, Insomnia. So I think there would be a large, like, I try and have a large psychological element to the way the characters develop, instead of it just being like, oh, they get new equipment and stats, they level up their stats and now they've got a bigger sword. It would be, if I can figure it out, more about like their mental fortitude breaking down slowly over the course of the campaign. Sounds disturbing indeed. Calidors, I think I've got a there's two kinds of parts of the setting that I've been sort of detailing out, and there's the empire building age, and then the what would you call it? The empire collapsing age. So the empire building age would be more grand epic-y, I guess, and then the collapsing one is more what I'm thinking of working on. So some of the art that I've done is like that empire building kind of age, but that's so far been more of a like history leading up to the current situation, you know? I have another knapsack, yeah. Hey Bard, what up? What's cool is that Guts' armor has a kind of Nidian-ish shape to it. Once he's got the crazy armor, whatever it's called. Oh, this one was a sketch from before tech. This is Mordell the Berserk. We did the sketch a month ago. Is it Berserk armor? Is that what it is? Yeah, it's like the sharp, spiky-ish one. It's got a kind of like pointed breastplate on it, which is badass. It's my style. Have I been working on Ket? Have you been subscribing? Have you been donating? That's the question you should be asking yourself. Well then, I guess Ket, I have not worked on him, no. I've not worked on your subscriber character. The clue is in the name. Can you give me a reference point? How do you mean, dude? It'd be very nice if I could just, like, for free, make everybody characters, you know, all day, every day. That'd be very cool. But then I'd be pretty unhappy, to be honest. You'd watch me slowly get thinner and thinner, and probably more and more unstable, until eventually you're like, oh, Chris isn't streaming today, I wonder what's wrong. Oh, he's not streaming again. And then Pitchui writes in Discord, Chris passed away. He spent all this time making art for free and not paying his bills, and not eating food. That's what I'm saying will happen. That's why I can't do it, because I don't want to die, guys. Is there something that the crumbling epic is similar to in TV, literature, movies? It's, I guess, Dark Souls. Kaladors. If you imagine Dark Souls, but instead of playing as a single character, you play as a party of characters. That's probably as close as it gets, actually, because it's even with the, like, you know how Dark Souls you can be raided by other players. Imagine that, yeah. It's the world of Dark Souls, but you play as a band of characters instead of like just one. Yeah, Kaladors has paid. Actually, Kaladors, I'll have to make you a character. Next time you subscribe, I don't know, next time. It's tough, man. I don't know if I can go back in time and make characters for people that have donated before. That's really, because then I got a lot of characters to make. That is tricky. I don't know the Dark Souls board game. I've seen it, but I've not looked at the thing. I'm pretty happy looking at Mordheim at the moment. Mordheim feels right. Mordheim with Darkest Dungeon feels right. Hey, thanks for the ice cream. Sounds like the normal life of an artist. Yeah. Yeah, corridors. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I'll go for. Like as you get further into a campaign, it's harder and harder to get your character to do what you want it to. I'm thinking that sort of thing. Just like in Darkest Dungeon, like after you finish a mission, there's a chance that you'll, especially if like more bad shit happened during the mission, there'd be a higher chance of you picking up some sort of psychological damage, and that means like suddenly you heal less, or you there's a chance you'll just not do anything for a turn, or all kinds of stuff. Suddenly you can no longer de-stress by going to the church, things like that. So I think, yeah, we're on the same page there, definitely. Yeah. All right, Sleppy, later. Right. Yeah, that's a cool idea. There's also the like Cambion transformation that comes from. It's a slow transformation. It's not fast, but it comes from like giving into your dark desires too much. So that could probably be part of it too. Sam Peterson is starting world building as well. No way. What's Sam's gonna be? What's Sam's gonna be? Hey, pro. Use Cambion to avoid those psychology penalties. He's planning. Oh, he's going map. He's going like macro down. So he's starting with the big map. Ah man. Every time, I don't know why people do it that way. I used to try doing it that way with, like when I was young, and each time I get frustrated. And then this project, I'm like, I'm gonna do it the other way, and it's awesome. I don't know why people do it that way. But that's my thing, says Pro. Yeah. I don't know why people start with the map. Unless they love maps. If you love maps, start with the map. Hell yeah. Just feels like if you like characters, start with characters. Every time they give those into those Cambion, it's because they felt they have to. Oh, okay, yeah. That's a good idea, Kalados. That is a really good idea. I like that a lot. So, like, roll for psychological damage, or if you're afraid you're going to fail, instead take like a point of Cambionism, which will obviously like a single point. That's not too bad. That's fine. No one's gonna worry about it. But if you do it too much, eventually you're going to start transforming, and you're going to start suffering penalties. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. That reminds me of Bioshock, is it? I think does Bioshock do something like that? Oh, I like that a lot, yeah. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Cambien stronger. Yeah. You would be stronger in some ways, but you'd be weaker in a lot of others. Because like a Cambion of rage, of anger, he's anger just ends up consuming you, and there's not much else to your life. Eventually, it's just anger. That's all that's left. So no one's gonna trade with you. You become like an animal basically. So there would be upsides and downsides. Oh, look at these Orkies. Oh man, they look awesome. Oh, hey, Faceless Monkey. What's up? Seems much like Kingdom Death. I've not played Kingdom Death. I've only seen the models. I didn't realize Kingdom Death had rules. I thought it was just a series of miniatures. I thought it was just like collectible miniatures. I didn't realize there was a game around it. Makes a lot of sense that there would be there, right? Okay. Let's go like this sort of shit. That's hella fun. Started out that way. Okay. Right. Ah. So yeah, the model, I shouldn't really use that word, should I? The games I'm thinking about basing this on is Mordheim for like just the general gameplay, movement, combat, mechanics, and for just the general progression of campaigns. Inquisitor for the how you build characters, because it's so cool in Inquisitor. And Darkest Dungeon psychology Cambionism thing as the kind of like unique element of the game, the hook. I should show you guys my Kingdom Death stuff. Yeah, do it. When I think of Kingdom Death, I just think of like sexy models, you know, sexualized ones, anime sexy style stuff. For some reason, I think the early Kingdom Death were very like, you know. But yeah, if these postcards are good, what I'd like to do is release a pack of characters every month. Was it Grotesque Horror? Was it? Ah. I think of this like anime girl, sexy fantasy anime girl thing. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. So yeah, I'd like to release like 5 characters a month or something, a pack of characters, 5 or 6. And I think I would do like a big warband illustration, so I'd release like a warband a month. So the first month would be like, maybe I would do a Nidian one and a Cambion one, so there would be like a painting of like a few Nidians or a Nidian and some low or whatever. And that would be the bigger painting of the warband, and then that would be broken into separate postcards for the characters, so they would each be on their own postcard. Is Chris a weeaboo? Chris the Secret come out. So that's what I'd like to do. Have like a big painting with the warband in it, then divide that painting into separate, smaller postcard-sized paintings with the rules on the back for each character. That would be the monthly release that I would try to do. The button ain't working. Models, though, I don't know how models work. It'd just be postcards for now with the rules. Oh yeah, Eternal Bard. Yeah, but what I think I'll do is months where I don't have, like, for some reason the warband is only like 4 members. I'll release a couple of extras, which I'll use the subscriber characters as a base for. You know, I'll release a couple of extras that month because some warbands will, if it's like Jiroshi, there'll be like 2. You play with 2 characters, you know, you won't have like 10. So that month I'll have to try and like release a few more extra characters like NPCs or whatever. Or special characters like this guy or something. Yeah. 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 I'm excited about it. There's potential. This is a horsey. A goat. Not a horsey at all. There's a goat, yeah. Soulless Grey. What's going on? How you doing, man? Welcome. Dude, what were you working on? Do you want to share in the chat? Do you want to drop it in the chat like it's hot? The Hentai Cannon? That is a good name. Thank you. They have this make your own card game bundle on Humble Bundle. Really? Make your own card game bundle. Can't even imagine what that is. Oh, there's the lion. Nothing interesting? What? Oh, you liar. You little liar. Nothing interesting. I remember when I raided you and you're like, oh, I just did this thing. I sculpted this in 3D. Nothing interesting. Sculpted this in 3D VR. That's what I meant to say. I sculpted this in VR. Not interesting. Everyone was like, what? In VR? Yeah, bud, yeah. It would be cool to have a card game if you could use the same cards with the stats of the models and also use them as a separate card game. I don't know if that'd be possible. It's starting to get real complicated now. Maybe it'd have to be separate. I don't know. I'm doing subscriber characters, and actually, it's probably time that I stopped working on Mordell here. You would make a card game video game. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that'd be sweet, man. Maybe one day. Mordell the Berserk. Where's this? Should have put color on him, really. Maybe I'll. What time is it? I'll quickly throw some color on him. Feels. He feels like he needs some color on. So on this here channel, when someone subscribes or donates $5 or more via whatever method, we'll design a little character for them, based on a load of like race options and stuff from my own setting. And then each time they subscribe, I'll pull up the character and work on it again, and it will each just over and over again until eventually we have some finished characters. Since it's a virtual product, there will not be any cost for production runs. True, yeah. 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 I think long term, something like that would be really definitely on the cards. Eternal Bud. Wink. Night Moth Art, thank you for the follow. And Calidors. Thank you, my dude. Thanks for the donos. Whack. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll definitely be, if I'm already getting the characters figured out, like the art done and then the stats done and the lore, if I'm going to have to do it anyway, then all that's left, and the mechanics, all that's left is to program it digitally. If I've already got the mechanics and the art done, then the workload is suddenly a lot smaller. So yeah, I think something like that would be definitely worth it. And that's in that Humble Bundle thing. Really? I'm gonna have to look. I'm definitely gonna have to look into that then. Eternal Bard. What is really cool about things like the Unity Asset Store is that you can buy a lot of code pre-made, and there might already be like a basic digital trading card game code available, that then you'd have to learn how to tweak it, but it could be a decent foundation or something. Yeah. If you want a chance to re-roll, you can use Cambion. That's interesting. I definitely think that the Cambion thing should be done like that. Definitely. Because Cambionism, it's when you give into it. So it's perfect, yeah. When you give into your desire to hurt someone, that's when, like, you know, Cambionism of like anger and rage starts taking over. So if you're trying to like re-roll, I guess the kind of thing that you want to re-roll would then infer what kind of Cambionism you start developing. If it's like running away, then that would be fear. Oh. Wait, Bard, do you 3D model? Have we talked about this already? I thought you were a writer. Maybe I'm thinking of a different Bard. I'm thinking of a weird Bard. Genovius, thank you for the follow. Oh, Cambion, there's a thing called the Dark Whispers, Kalados. Okay, I have to explain this. So in the Knitting Legacy, there's a thing called the Whispers. And when you're having a dark thought, like something like, you know, anger, fear, something slightly perverted, something hateful, then the little voices in your head will try to convince you to do it. So in the setting, people are always like, everyone hears these voices, but they're always on this like, that's what religion is basically for, is to try to like calm the voices. And everyone's trying to walk the line of not giving into these voices. But if you slowly start giving into it, then it'll poison your mind, and eventually it'll start poisoning you physically. And a Cambion is the name of like the demons basically that used to be people, but they've been twisted. Yeah, kind of Kalados, yeah. Hail Satan. Mel's giving in. So yeah, the more you give in, first it poisons your mind, and then it starts poisoning your body. And normally by the time it's poisoned your body, it's too late. You know, you're consumed by whatever it is that you've gone too deep into. A 3D model and write and perform narrations. Do you have any samples of your narration, Bard? Kraska. Yeah, the DM would have to whisper to everyone, like go over, like get right in their ear and be like, hey, you should finger that guy. I hope you guys didn't hear me say that. you imagine that game when the DM has to be the whispers? Oh man. That'd be really cool, Bard. I want to get into what better selling point can you come up with than the DM like whispering into the player's ears? Is that plausible? It sounds really cool. I just don't know if people will be up for it. I don't know how plausible that'll be. The DM doesn't really do anything except for just whisper at people. Or maybe the other players whisper in people's ears. That's like an optional rule. Like when you're taking your turn, the other players, they're allowed to whisper in your ears. Maybe that could be like an optional rule. Because it's competitive. It's not like D&D where you're all on the same. You're not all collaborating. You're competing against each other. You can sometimes, I guess, join teams to beat another player, but you'd be competing. So whispering in each other's ears would be perfect. It would be optional though. It wouldn't be like that's definitely how you play. I want credit in the game manual. The character has these numbers that they have to hit. Oh, okay. Oh, so you need to hit a 3 and you've only got 1 dice. So at the beginning, level 1, like it's hard to hit a 3, but then maybe level 2 you get 2 dice. So each time you level up, you get more dice, kind of. But if you'd like to add an extra dice to your roll, then you would gain a Cambion point. Yeah. They try to convince the other player to end their afterlife existence forever. How do you do that? How would you convince them? Like, in gameplay mechanics terms. Surely, because that would be them saying, okay, I guess I'll sit this one out. I guess I won't play. Alright, we should really, I think I got another one, haven't I? Knapsack. Knapsack. Yeah, knapsack. Oh, another Nidian. I did realize that all the Nidians, basically, I've done them like standing, like looking strong. Nearly all of the Nidians are like this. I'm not sure why. So I've got to, if anyone asks for a Nidian in the future, I've got to change that up. Because this guy's in like exactly the same pose as Mordell, the last dude. Alright, Kresgar. Yeah, I think I would like to have a D&D version and a Nidian Legacy version. So I think the Nidian Legacy version would happen first, and then I'd probably talk to someone who knows D&D really well, and they can help me figure out how to convert it into D&D. So, you know, if people prefer just to play D&D, then hopefully the option will be there. Dyer, yo man. Okay, we got enough time to do these two. Thanks for the sub, man. Oh, this guy should be a Natsak. Is this guy a bit of a... Would he be giving into his Cambionism? Natsak. Would he be giving into like this kind of stuff, or do you reckon he's quite mentally stable, if a little bit ruthless? My Neon One, thanks for the follow. Some water. Water, water, water. Sack the Great. You can go Cambion even after being resurrected. I don't know, I'm not sure. But one of the Nidian clades is they're basically just like fuck it. Clade Ruin. They're just like fuck it. We're just gonna be we don't even gonna care. We're not gonna care about the Dark Whisper stuff. We're just gonna give into it. And I'm wondering if he might be from that clade. They're the ones with all the like armor with horns on it and shit, you know. Very chaos-inspired guys. Making it twisted. Sweet. Like I was doing a thing. Hold on, hold on, hold on. What are the major spirits of the Cambion? Anger, hatred, fear, and perversion. Very closely linked to the Warhammer gods as well. So you can imagine them being similar-ish. So yeah, this is the Clade Ruin. Cambion who die, can they be resurrected? That definitely. I don't know about the other way. I'm not sure about Resurrect becoming Cambion. I don't know. Maybe. I don't really know. But absolutely it can be being resurrected, yes. So yeah, this is Clade Ruin. Does it end their corruption? Oh. I don't know. That's a... Ooh, I like that. I'll have to think on that. Where's the sexy piece? Well, I'm glad you like it. It was an old piece that I thought if maybe this could be one of the warband paintings, and then I would chop it into postcards, which would be... See, it's only that big. It only needs to be this big to be on a postcard. So I could easily like have that guy be on his own postcard. and just make sure he's nicely highly rendered and stuff. And like, if I chop out this dude and hide him, render this guy up, put him on a postcard, hide these two, this could be another guy. This leg needs to be moved up a bit, I think. Yeah, his foot feels a bit low. So yeah, I was thinking this would be maybe the clade ruin warband piece, and then obviously we've got the warband leader, and then there's two more characters at least, maybe even a third, a fourth character. Exactly, Kaladors. I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think I don't want to go too derivative of old Warhammer stuff for fear of upsetting Games Workshop one day. I don't want them to, like, in 20 years' time, be like, this Nidian Legacy thing that's slowly been gaining popularity over these last 20 years. It looks a lot like Warhammer, doesn't it? It looks a lot like that old game Mordheim that we made. I want to be a bit careful about it. But I definitely also want it to feel familiar to people who like Mordheim. 20 years, well, who knows, Kresgar? I don't want to be like too, you know, I just want to pace myself, man. Mentally, your mind gets more consumed by whatever it is. So by the time you're physically mutated, it's normally too late, and your mind is already completely possessed by those thoughts. Like this guy here. This guy here probably doesn't think about much else than like just hurting things. That is some damn slow pace, yeah. I mean, I would like it to be faster, but I'm just, I'm just preparing myself for a slow burn. Yeah, Kaladors, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I would like to use those sorts of stats. I wish I had some meatloaf. He doesn't think about much else other than food. So yeah, I think maybe this guy can be from that clan. It would suit him. He was talking about the Discord. Mixingbot was talking about the Discord. How I was spending less time there or something. I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, yeah, I haven't figured that one out completely, Pro. There's obviously some, because I keep painting these guys that have given in, they've like become bestial. I paint them in like groups, and they're called the Slaughter Horde, which has got a nice like rhythm to it. So I imagine there must be some element of like recognizing another similar Cambion, but eventually they will probably just kill each other, I do imagine, yeah. So there must, yeah, I haven't figured it out, but I reckon there is. There's like some sort of like, they recognize another Cambion They recognize another being that's giving into anger, and they'll become like a rampage of murderous peoples. Hello, Nia. Welcome back. Gotta figure out how to make this guy's armor super cool now. Yeah, bro, yeah. I do think it's the same voice, you know? It's like the whispers. Well, the idea would be there'll be 4 different gods. Each of them whispers different things. So people hear the same whispers from the same god when they, you know, yeah. So there would be like some sort of unifying element between these different cambions. That will never be revealed. But I have already thought about that. But I don't think I want to reveal it. I think it would be one of those things that's like, what is going on with that? And I want it to stay that way. Bit open-ended. Awesome, there. Sounds good. There's going to have to be, I think, another time. Because I got to work on this one and then another one before I can begin yours. It's gonna have to be tomorrow, or maybe next time you show up. And if you don't show up by the end of the week, I'll just I'll do it without you. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I've already kind of figured it out. I think I figured out the rough, like, the reason for the whispers and what the ultimate goal of the whispers is, and why why they exist. I figured that out. And yeah, I want to try and keep a secret forever. They didn't have personified whispers. I mean, maybe each person hears the whispers slightly differently, but I think the law is that they come from, one of 4 gods, each of a different sort of emotion or whatever, different vice. Defiance. Martial, I got you. Martial, defiance, magical resilience, health speed. That is smart, actually. Yeah, to tie the type of cambionism to the type of stat. If you want to re-roll a roll with that stat, it invokes a different kind of cambionism. Yeah. Okay. I think you mentioned once you were going to confide in me all of the deepest Didion secrets. Hey SQT, how you doing? Yeah, that does sound good, Calados. That sounds like the right kind of direction. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that's the right thing to do. The kind of thing you want to re-roll affects the kind of Cambiism you develop. There's not going to be time today, SQT. Oh, we were talking about that earlier, Calados. I love the idea of the DM, or even the other players. Like when it's one player's turn, the other players get to go into his ears and whisper all sorts of shit while he's trying to figure out what to do. Whisper in his ear like, hey, you should go hit that guy over there. Go on, man. Yeah, I know he's asleep. Doesn't matter. Go hit him. Come on. How you doing, SQT? How was your weekend? SQT Pie? Oh, okay, so Thursday or Friday probably, yeah? Would be best. If you're at uni tomorrow, but not Thursday, Friday. Bjorn! Yo, dude. Actually, I really like. This is another ruin guy. A sketch of a ruin dude. I really like what's going on here with this guy's armor. I want more of this to happen. So I need to bring some of that into what we're doing here. Bjorn, how you doing, man? Hey. Hey. Yeah, I really like this one. Really like it. It's got an almost Cthulhu-esque feeling to the helmet. I like it a lot. Yeah, I'm doing well, dude. We're talking about game design. I'm gonna slowly try and put together some some mechanics for the the setting I'm working on. It's good fun. We're having good fun talking about it. Yeah, I really like this character here. So I definitely gotta bring more of this over to the Blade Ruin people. Bjorn, what are you working on? If you got time. Drop it in the chat if you feel like it. Drop it, Bjorn. Right, so the DM is trying to convince players on an individual level to do stuff. The Whisperer, yeah. The Whispers. That's got potential. I do really like the idea of the other players just like whispering in another player's ear. Every time he's trying to do something, the other players are like whispering at him. Hey, you should re-roll that dice. You should re-roll it. That's a great one. The other players are trying to tell him to re-roll shit. To give in to the Cambion stuff. Trying to chat, fuck my life. Please give me 60 IQ. 60 more IQ, sorry. Harpy. Nice nipple censoring going on. She got 4 boobies. Lucky girl. Oh, there's like a little guy as well. Well, you don't need me to compliment this. You know it's awesome. We all know it's awesome. Players will hate each other at the end of the game for real. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would like the theme of the setting is like psychology. A lot of it is about this psychological aspect. So it makes sense for the mechanics to reflect that, and for then the players to start to feel like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. A massive heartbeat, yeah. We do it Friday or Thursday? Up to you, man. I'm okay with either. I'm fine with either, dude. Okay, maybe this can be a little heavy. Oh, and Leo, you were doing like a 12-hour stream. Is that true? Crazy boy. Ah, don't do that. At the 8-hour mark. I'm okay with that SPT, yeah. As long as you send me the cash. As long as they're paid for, yeah, it's fine. Put your nerves to the test. Invite your most annoying friends to play the most soul-crushingly annoying game of the century. Pro, I honestly want it to be like... I honestly want it to be like, you should finger that guy. Go finger him. Why are we always fighting? Why don't we make love? You never want to make love in this game, man. It's not perverted enough though, is it? Alright, SKT. So each mission the players come up with mission cards. And they must show one other player and the Whisperer. Okay. Now the other player can never reveal the mission of the other player. They can tell an objective or something. The person's nervous, helping them or stopping the opponent. Oh, okay. Slap a tit. Obliodoc. Thanks for the follow. And Cluart, thank you for the follow. Welcome, guys. Maybe these horns should be dark. Oh, this guy's not going to be very polished by the time our time's up, I'm afraid. But that's because we've been messing around a lot, talking about game design. But also, his armor is going to be real schmancy. Real schmancy. Hope you don't mind that, Sec. If you like, stop making the schmancy guy. Just make him simple. I want him finished earlier, then we can do that. But man, I want to make a schmancy guy, you know? Sweet. The rule is that other players can only whisper during the active player's turn. Yeah. All my paint pots now stainless steel ball bearings in them. That's old school. Well, it's not old school. That's new school, actually, isn't it? It reminds me of, well, all of that stuff. It's taking me back. If this goes the way I want it to, there'll be Knidian Legacy models. I'll be painting up Knidian Legacy models one day. I'll be like collecting my own figurines. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Hold up, that's crazy. Hell yeah. Oh, guys, I want it to happen too. I would definitely be open to other people doing the modeling, like absolutely. As long as they were good and, you know, able to interpret the concept art properly. That'd be badass. I think it's great, dude. Yeah, Kalados. I think it's a good idea, man. I don't know. There have been so many suggestions. Luckily, I've got a thing that's recording everything that's said in chat, and it records it on a Discord channel, so I can go back through everything and make notes. But yeah, I like everything that's been said today. Definitely Kalados. I definitely think the whispers should be part of it, and it should be done by the other players or the DM or something. It should be like an active thing. When someone's taking their turn, the other people are taking part in the whispers. Absolutely. Saving yours, yes, yep. I've got it all being saved in a Discord channel. Everything. It's proved really useful. Like when people link stuff, and I'm like, I'll have to check that out later. And then I just, I just quickly search in the Discord channel for whatever it was, and the link is just boom right there. Shit like that. It's made stuff like that way easier. And what is super cool is there's a very good chance that a lot of these characters designed by you guys would show up in a Nidian Legacy game. That's badass. It's hella badass. Yeah, Pro, that's what Kalados has kind of been saying. Like, if you give in to... Well, yeah, it's similar to what Kalados has been saying. You can re-roll, but you gain like a Cambionism point. And what you choose to re-roll affects the kind of point that you get. So if you choose like to re-roll, I don't know, if there's a fear test, and you re-roll, then you gain a point in Cambionism of fear. But it means that you've got an extra chance of passing the test, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Some awesome ideas. Really good ideas. I think it's that stuff that's important. Those kind of interesting mechanics like that. The actual like combat and movement mechanics don't need to be special. Right, yeah. The actual like, it can just be, you know, like Mordheim, like Inquisitor. I looked at like the rules for all of these different skirmish games, and they've all got like very similar base, but they tend to have something unique about them that makes them interesting. And like Infinity, it's got really similar rules to Mordheim, but what you can do in Infinity is, if you want to move, well, if you've got 5 characters in your warband, then you've got 5 moves to spend in a turn, and you can spend all 5 on one person. So I think games are played by number of models. So you can kind of have like one person run about and do loads of stuff, and the others are all reactive. There's like reactive rules for it as well. So when someone does something, characters that didn't do anything can react to it by like taking a snapshot and stuff. So you end up with like a really, yeah, that's what's unique about it. Otherwise it's exactly like all of them, It's just got that weird, unique mechanic which makes it like slightly interesting. Gives it some flavor. Yeah, Calidors, yeah. Yeah, I want it to feel familiar but have some sort of novel element to it that makes it interesting. And I think we found it. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Calidors. And everybody else, of course. Oh yeah, you're gonna have a big old... I forgot about his helm down here. Ugh. What the hell? Yeah, I essentially just I was just thinking about how Darkest Dungeon does it, and I was like, I think that's what I want, but with a board game, or, you know, with a tabletop game. That was just my jumping off point. And now look where we are. All right, I think I should stop and move on to Dyer's piece. Hold on. Helmet plume. Must be a helmet plume. Have to have it. Awesome. Even though it's hidden and out of the way, I still need to apply it because it's too cool to leave out. Now, Dyer, what was your piece? Oh yeah, Basilisk. Yeah. Yeah. What I want at the moment is to figure out what stats I need, what the stat line will look like. Because what I need for the cards, right, is I need a stat line what equipment they will have, and what abilities they will have. And I don't even need to really figure out yet everything about how that mechanically will work. Just need to figure out like what their stats will be, what they're equipped with, and what their abilities are. Because obviously then there can be like a separate rulebook. Sit on target, yeah. There could be a separate rulebook with the actual rules and what all that means. But the cards themselves need like they just need the, what would you call it, the values. Which is kind of cool, right? It means I can start releasing the characters before I actually even completely figure out all the rules. Build a list of psychological dysfunctions, yeah. Oh, did I? How did I manage that? Not sure about those stats, man. Not the names of them anyway, but the idea behind them, maybe, yeah. I don't like the names though. It's too, you know, it's too high fantasy. I want it more grimdark. It's the cat. What you doing, cat? I like the idea behind it though, how each, you know, you've got 4 basically central stats which are tied to different types of Cambianism. Yeah, I like it. Little girl, what you doing? She's had her eye. What did you do to your eyeball? You jumped on something. She's had her eye. How'd you do that? Is that okay? Meow. Meow meow. Meow. I think she's alright. I think she just poked her eye while playing, I think, probably. Her eye was fine earlier. To check on her once the stream's done. No, it's just... No, it's just weepy. I think she's okay. She's like, you know, doing the old winky winky. It's a bit wet. But I think she just prodded it. She's playing fine. I'll keep an eye on it. You want to come up, little girl? You come up here? Yeah? No? You do your thing. You coming up? Hey. Squealy. Ah, don't sound like keyboard. God damn you. No. No! You have to go down again, straight away. Okay, we'll sit there. Damn cat. She's bored. She wants to play. Alright, okay. Kid. Stop doing that. Can you see her properly? Kind of. She's in amongst all the wires. Be careful with your eye. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Oh, you can't tell. My finger's wet. Her eye is like really weepy. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. She's going somewhere else now. Alright, Kresgar. See you maybe tomorrow. See you next time, man. Yeah. Yeah, 15 minutes. Later, man. Later, dude. Okay. Hello. You don't know where your friend is, do you? She loves to play with the other guy, with Fortune, but he's asleep. So she got no one to play with. She's hoping that I'll play with her, won't she? Hello. 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 Not with the keyboard though. Intensity. Yeah, maybe, dude. I don't know, I need to think about like each mechanic really. I'm not sure how many stats I want, you know. Crazy kitten. But that's more along the sort of, it evokes the right, yeah. It evokes more the kind of thing that I'm looking for, yeah, definitely. Actually, let's put color down. Yeah, I'm not really sure how many stats there would be. A multiple of 4 would be best, right? So either 4 or 8, just because of the Cambion thing. Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like just the stat line you mentioned earlier: weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, initiative, wounds, attacks, leadership. How many is that? 8, which is exactly the right number, not including movement. Timo, Timo, hey Timo, how you doing, Timo? Kind of. Kind of. I'm actually talking about developing my own skirmish, Lydian Legacy skirmish game, and basing it on Mordheim. So we are just talking about stat lines. And I'm probably going to closely emulate like Mordheim's stat line, which is just the same as like Warhammer. Anger, hate, fear, and perversion. It's those 4. Yeah, I'm doing well, Timo. The next tutorial is nearly done. It's all been recorded, and I think I've edited it. Nearly finished editing it. I think there's a couple of bits to edit. And then I need to create graphics for the intro, and then write descriptions and stuff. And then that one's done. I imagine, let me show you. So hate would be cold and calculated, and anger would be wild and, you know, opposite of calculated. Spontaneous, I guess. And hate. This is a Cambion of hate. So hate would be a more of a like mental thing, whereas anger would be a more physical thing, basically. Hate would be like, yeah, cold, calculated, more Zinchian. Imagine it's like Zinch, which is, right here, this thing. And the storm grows stronger. Yeah, weird bad, yeah. Hate is more magical, yeah. Closer to, so imagine Khorne and Tzeentch. Not quite, but that's kind of it. So I imagine hate to be like Weird Bart says, it's like a long term, it's calculated and cold, it's seething. You know, it's like this, it brims under the surface and it's hidden until it kind of, there's some premeditated event that happens. Whereas anger is very spontaneous and loud and sudden and, you know, violent. So hate would be, if there was a magical one, it would be hate, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know how perversion would work. I imagine so. Anger would be, violence, which is easy to do in a game, right? Especially games about violence. Anytime you do anything violent, that would be linked to anger. I guess magic and stuff. Magic, kind of magic would be linked to hate, but it'd be like I'm not sure. Not sure about hate. How you do that in mechanics. Perversion, I really don't know. Fear would probably be like leadership, discipline based stuff. If you have to do like a fear roll, that's really obvious. Anything like a leadership test, anything linked to a leadership test would probably be fear. And I wouldn't call it leadership in the game, definitely not. Because it's not leadership, it's like discipline, or willpower or something. We're talking about in game terms, Weird Bard. Like if you were playing a skirmish game. Oh. Oh, okay. So if you wanted to not pursue. Yeah? Hmm. There's potential there. Right, yeah. Hmm. I definitely think that's how it should be, pro. Yeah, but what would hate? What mechanic would then someone want to re-roll or whatever to give in to generate a hate point? You know, like anger is easy. Like, oh, I missed him. I want to hit him, so I'm gonna re-roll my hit dice to try and hit him again, which means I get a point in anger. That one's easy. But what would do hate? Resistance? Oh, so like and then yeah, there needs to be negative effects that as you gain more points in one of these attributes, it starts to affect you negatively. I guess it would be as you get more points in anger, then if you fail a roll, There'll be some sort of test that you have to pass in order to be able to do what you want, and if you fail, then you end up just charging the closest thing. Maybe not even like an enemy, maybe like an ally. You end up just charging and attacking the closest being if you fail an anger test. It's things like that. Yeah. So as you gain hate points, you would have to like roll for like a certain hated type of being. Like, oh, you roll, now you hate Rayvani. So when there's a Rayvani around, you have to pass the test not to just like zone in on that Rayvani, and to actually do what the other things you want to do. Yeah. It's cool, man. Got some basic mechanics written down. I'm gonna have to stop streaming. Change that thing so it's not new for the ranger's target creature. Yeah, exactly. But forced on you. When for a ranger, it's like, oh, it's an extra bonus I get. For but racist, yeah. But in the Nidian Legacy, it's racist and it's forced on you. Yeah, and it's not something you want. It's like bad. Oh, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. Stop. So you would roll on like a table. You'd be like, you're a level 1 hate, which means you roll on a table, you end up with this kind of hate or something. Deck of cards for each. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be racial. Now, when I think about it, it probably wouldn't be racial because it's not. That's generally not how the setting works. It'd be personal vendetta style stuff. You did like there'd be a character from another party, and if you end up within a certain distance of them, then you've got to start passing tests not to just solely pursue that character or whatever. Yeah. 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 Okay. And with that, let's raid someone. We didn't get much done on this lady here, but it's just that's how it be sometimes. Sometimes that's just how it be. Sweet. What does it say, right? Basilisk. So I'm not sure how she would factor into this. She would probably be, I don't know if she would be a character in a warband that you would play with, or whether she would be more of a NPC. I don't know, I've got to figure out characters like this. I want them to be part of it, but I don't know how yet. She's not exactly like a frontline warrior. She's a scientist. So in D&D, that's fine, because you give those characters stats, you know? But I'm not sure how the game mechanics would work outside of a skirmish, you know what I mean? That's where these characters come in. Non-skirmishing mechanics. Yeah, it was a good stream, man. It was really good. I really enjoyed today. So yeah, what I'd like is to have two warbands done by the end of next month. So that'd be 2 big paintings, 5 postcards attached to each with their stats in time for December, so I can like make the Patreon tier and stuff. That's what I'd like. They would grant boons. Oh, okay, so it'd be like a bonus character that would sit in the background. She's a weaponsmith, so she'd grant extra weapon quality or whatever. And you'd buy her and she'd sit in the background. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, alright. Who do we raid then? Oh, CG. Leo is still streaming? God damn. We could get Leo. He's doing a really cool piece, actually. Really cool painting. Mail whispered me. When did he whisper me? Such an idiot. I'm hungry too, yeah. Alright, we're gonna get Mind Waker. Do you want me to post Leo's channel on DLive? Calidors? Hog? Do you want me to post the channel we'll be raiding on Twitch? Always listening. Cool. Will do, man. Right, we'll be heading over here. I think it's just you, Calidors. It was you and Bard, I think. Cool. Well, thanks very much, guys. I'll see you dudes tomorrow. See you on the Discord. See you in my dreams. Bye-bye. Let's go. Close all this stuff. And see you dudes later.